Weird curls right up right. Well, good news. Great news. I found a part. 2 parts. And I put it together. And I tightened the chain. And I flipped the bar upside down. And I filed the chain. And I'm going to check these nuts big time. So, right now I'm going to hook it up into this. No, there's nothing better to hear the sound of a rooster. Don't matter what part of the day. Seems so to me. That's just my opinion. So I found the parts for this and putting it back together, and and everything's a learning experience. And I'm just going through the motions. That's all. You know what I mean. That's all we can do is just go through the emotions. Whatever emotions we're feeling, we're going through them. You know what I mean. No more, no less. You gotta make sure this is really tight as well. And I was making sure this was tight. 24. Now, right here, we gotta tighten these screws. Right here. These are locking screws. Like that. That locks them in. Okay. Okay, so far, so good. Put this up here for now. I have a couple wedges. I'll take this off for now. I'm going to slide that right directly through. Right now what I got to do is wedge this up like that. That's a wide board, eh? Let's put this all in. Yeah. Let's take these out. There. Let's see if we can put it through without putting the wedges for now. No, a little hard. Kind of thought so. Let's lift it up a bit. Excuse me. Gas. Okay. There. And let's get the other 2 wedges. I didn't expect to be doing this today. Idaho Hillbilly told me I was kind of worried about putting too many videos on. He said, put her to you. He said, you're not monetized anyway. Put her to you. So that's what I'm doing. Blame Idaho Hillbilly. Don't blame me. You know what I mean? He's a big guy. I think he can take it. Now, I got to get my... Well, that little bit shouldn't bother my ears. Let's see if we can get this going. Oh my goodness. Whew. Listen. Perseverance, steadiness, steadfastness, stubbornness. That's what's in my DNA. I'm stubborn. And look what we did for being stubborn. Let's pull these out now. Save these. I'll set you up here. Oh, I know you guys are happy for me. I can just tell. But we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Oh, excuse me. So I got a tape. A chalk line. So what are you up to, East Coast? Well, I want to draw a string line. I think I'm going to put it right here. Right here. and put it, I'm thinking right about there. Now, that's one line. We'll measure over. $14 because it looks like we got a little rod on the side, so we got to make sure we get rid of that, okay? Let's lock the tape at 14. Right there. We'll get the chalk line, run it back and snap that line. Hammer for pull the nail out. Right back in 1 second. I could run this on a table saw, but I can run it on this saw too. Huh. Wow. Look at that. 14-inch by 10-foot board. Huh? And I can put that in my planer because my planer is 13.5-inch. All I got to do is run it through my table saw, just trim the sides, and I can have at least a 12-inch, 13-inch board. Look at the end grain. That's beautiful, guys. Look. That's a nice board. That's a beautiful board. Oh, with the chainsaw. I'll set you up here. Straight too. To be expected for a chainsaw. Ain't bad. You know, it's not a bandsaw. I'm not saying it's that, but it's this wood's wide. It's a good board. I'll put that on the back of my truck. That ain't staying here, you know what I mean? That's a nice wide board, you know. That wouldn't take long to bore the floor in. The next one is going to be what? Let's check the next one out. At least 14. It's going to get wider. See, I got a little rot in this wood on the sides. You can get a good 15 for sure, maybe a 16. I think what I'm going to do, I tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm always thinking, the Lord made me that way. I'm always thinking, I ain't going to waste my time running a chainsaw through here, cutting this waste off that I'm going to not use. That takes time and money, gas. So I'm going to take that little sup mix saw and I'm going to shave the side off of it. I'm going to try to. And I'm going to shave the side off that side. I'm going to try to. Then that will give me my small part, my 13-inch or 12-inch that I can mill. Instead of milling, pretty cool, huh? Instead of milling 27 inches wide, 23 inches wide, instead of milling all that, don't do that. And this here cut faster this way because it's lengthways the grain. Crossways, edgewise is slower. This way's faster. And that's what we're going to do. I'm always thinking about ways of making things faster and easier. And that's just the way I am. So I'm going to do this. So I'll pause you for a bit and I'll show you what's going to happen here in a second. So what I'll do, I'll measure in here. Okay, let's put one right here. It's got a nail on the end of this chalk line. I broke it a long time ago. Years ago. And all we're doing run the straight line. Now, I mean, it's going to take time to do that too, but it's going to be easier on everything because you're going with the grain. Anytime you go with the grain, it's easier than cross the grain. I don't want to go too wide. I don't want to get greedy. I'm thinking, let's go 18 inches. 18 inches. Put it here, I guess. 18 inches there. I'll slide back out here. Nearabouts, because the thing of it is, is that there's a little teeny bit of rot here, but as you go down, I'm thinking that there's not going to be any. So at least, instead of wasting a little bit on the sides, I can gather maybe a 3-inch board or a 4-inch board and that kind of stuff. Would be good. You know what I'm saying? So what we got here, oh, I got another helmet I got to use. I think this one. So what we got here is 2 lines, here and here. Now, with my lifetime abilities of being a carpenter and whatever, for a true, like, looking things that's level and plumb, that's what I got to do. I got to do it that way. I got to cut it straight down, which is plumb. So I'll be with you fellas after a bit. Ah! Oh, took some gas, but it's working hard. We'll put some gas in it. Now, it's going to look a little ratty. It's done with a chainsaw, free-spirited. But all this here I don't have to cut. See that? And all this here side that looks bad, the table saw is going to cut that. You ain't going to see that. It's just going to, I'm going to snap a line and I'm going to cut it on the table saw. You want to see this? I gotta stop hollering, okay. So see what we did? Let's pick these wedges up. Pick these wedges up here. Okay. What we did, we took probably 300 or 400 pounds off the side of it. The pine's heavy. So we've got 3 wedges. The other one somewhere, I'll find it. Dust here. This is here. Whoop. And one thing too about it, guys, that this chainsaw mill is not going to go into any rocks, dirt, because it's cut off now. Okay, makes sense? This is all clear wood, and this rough part that looks bad, it don't matter. I'm going to snap a line and I'm going to run it through the table saw when I get home. I ain't going to use it to chainsaw. I may as well just do it once and do it with the table saw. You know what I mean? That looks good, guys. I'm happy. Oh, here it is, over here. One thing about these wedges, these are good wedges. Russell Beliveau was talking about these wedges. They got little burrs on them. They work really well. I'm surprised. They work really good. That is heavy. So what I'll do, I'll buck this up and put it on the truck. And but look at that. Whoops, sorry. Huh? Don't worry about that there. That's okay. All I'm gonna be, and this here is gonna be the same on this side. So we get 18-inch boards. And time we get it trimmed, we'll have at least 16 inches. Right? 16 and a half or 16. I'm good for 16. So far so good. So I got more firewood. What time is it? Can't really tell the time. Tried to flip my phone to tell the time. I gotta start wearing my Iron Man watch. So that looks good. That's a big timber. That's a big chunk of pine right there, bud. And now all I gotta do is just rip 18 inches. Now see this imperfection, right? But I wanted to get wide as I can. So I'll get 16 inches out of that too. There's 2 or 3 right there at 16. Then you get down in here, and then you got 18 inches. But I'm going to get 16 out of it all. 16 is a beautiful piece of board. It's too much for my bandsaw, my planer. But I will make it probably 13 inch wide. I could even make it 13 and a half. Whatever that thing holds, 13 and a half, I think. So you don't very often get 13 and a half inch plain pine boards. Like dry pine boards, that's worth a fortune, I think. But whatever. I'm not into it for the fortune. I'm just into it because I love doing it. And that's a big piece of pine. That's going to be a very good thing. And you fellas will see me do this right from the cut. Then later on, could be a month down the road, 2 months, 3 months, could be the next week. Who knows? When the old East Coast makes this into boards. But I want it dry, and it is pretty much dry. The inside's dry. So if it's dry, I will cut them all up, and I'll show you doing that. And we'll take it in steps, and then we'll make plain pine boards. Huh? Well, smile. The world will smile with you.